The guy won't go down, he's got a chin.
Yo, CBC Boxing. Don't forget to subscribe, yeah? Straight boxing news. Hit up the Instagram, TBC_boxing. Let's go.
I had just listened to a interview with Callum Smith on IFLTV, and he was pretty much speaking on how Callum was crying his eyes out due to his recent defeat against Canelo Alvarez. Now, after watching the fight, to be fair, there's nothing to be ashamed of in losing to Canelo Alvarez, because he was absolutely excellent, and I do feel like Callum Smith can take a lot from the defeat. I'm sure he learned a lot about himself, about things he can improve on after Canelo's win. But at the beginning, obviously you could see the height difference between the two. Canelo Alvarez coming in, I think he's around 5'8", and Callum Smith's 6'3", and now Canelo almost, in the beginning you could see he was coming in quite similar to a stance like Mike Tyson, where he's trying to look and be as small as possible and try and get in the pocket. And he just looked so calm, man. He looked so calm and so relaxed. He was stalking Callum Smith down, cutting off the ring. So Callum was on the ropes a lot, and he hit him with some. Well, in the early rounds, in the first round, it was a little bit of a feeling out round. Both Canelo and Callum did get in some decent shots, to be fair. I think Canelo got in a nice straight right hand. Now, as it was going towards round 2, I don't think Smith's power phased Canelo at all. I don't think Callum Smith looked dangerous at all. And you could hear the sound difference. I don't know if they put microphones in Canelo's gloves, but his shots sounded a lot more powerful than Callum Smith's, I can tell you that. And his footwork just looked so it was just, everything was just excellent with him. He was on his back foot. The punches were accurate, both left and right. And as I said before, he just stalked Callum down for the whole fight. I do feel that Callum Smith should have used his jab a lot more, especially in the early rounds, and just to be at range. I think he should have been a little bit more aggressive in his approach, a bit more ferocious in his jab, as I previously mentioned. But then again, the head movement from Canelo was just extremely excellent at the same time. And then as we went into round 4, I think Canelo gave Smith some ferocious left hooks to the head, absolutely ferocious. And then at the same time, got in some great. Canelo was excellent with his uppercut. To be fair, he was hitting Callum Smith with some excellent uppercuts, and Smith was just consistently on his back foot throughout the whole fight. From, like I said, from round 1, he was cutting off the ring so well, so well, and he was on his front foot the whole fight. Canelo Alvarez. And then we also saw, in round 5, excellent defensive and offensive moves from Canelo. It's almost like he's stalking it. He's walking you down. Then you try and, slip in a shot, and he just fades it. He just pivots, and that's it, man. He makes it look so easy, Canelo Alvarez, man. But at the same time, I think once Smith started to feel Canelo's power, he knew he didn't want it. I think even though we all know that Smith's a warrior, my thought process is, maybe Smith just didn't want to move forward because he just didn't want to get caught with a big shot, or with any more big shots, I should say, because he was getting hit with some hell of a big shots in the fight anyway. And then as we go into round 6, listen, in football there's a term called low centre of gravity, and I remember Arsene Wenger was using that line to describe Arshavin in that 4-4 game at Anfield, where Arshavin got 4. And it's like he's got a low centre of gravity as well, man. He's very, very difficult to move due to the excellent balance that he has for his height. And as I said, as you go back, when you're in your boxing stance, I remember when I was going boxing training, the trainer was like, it's almost as if your feet are glued. As you're moving, your feet are just glued to the ground, so you can't get knocked off balance. His balance and everything is just excellent, and you could all see it in the ring. Smith's eyes, man, they started to get damaged towards round 7. And I felt like, Smith, he never really imposed his threat. He never imposed his size or strength, really. Canelo, as I said, he looked way more powerful especially in 168. So my throat's going all croaky because it's pretty late. It's Sunday night heading into Monday, so my throat's a little bit croaky. But yeah, man, as I previously stated, I didn't think that Smith really imposes size in a fight. And I'm not too sure what the game plan was heading into the fight with Canelo. I'm not too sure what the game plan was. It was pretty hard to see what he was trying to do. I mean, he did get in some decent uppercuts. I don't know if that was what they were trying to do, but it's almost as if Smith looked a little bit lost in there. But once again, I don't even blame Smith. I just think Canelo is just that level above. You know what I'm saying? He's just levels above that. Once you get in there, it's difficult to figure him out because Canelo has so many different skills in his armory. You know what I'm saying? But even so, I remember watching Smith and Groves. By the way, speaking about George Groves, I'd ask you lot need to check out. He recently done a long interview. I've even forgotten the name of the YouTube channel, but I've just watched it. It goes on. The interview goes on for pretty long. It goes on for around 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I was watching Smith and George Groves in the World Super Series, and his counter punching in that fight was excellent. Smith is well known for having an excellent jab and being a great counter puncher, and unfortunately we just didn't see it in this fight against Canelo Alvarez, man. But I do give credit to Smith's chin, because heading towards the later rounds, you could see that he was getting hit with some big shots. I think towards the beginning of the round 10, he got hit, or it might have been round 9 or round 10, I've even forgotten, but he got hit with an excellent over right hand. Smith did, got hit with an excellent overhand right, and then also a left hook, not a left hook, I think it was an uppercut, and yeah, you could see Smith's face, man. He was just bruised up, and I think towards the end of the round 10, his corner was even like, do you have some, like, is there anything there, and are you aware what's coming? Because they were worried about what they were seeing, and so was I, because I was thinking that they might even stop the fight. But then again, it was a championship fight, so Smith's going to want to go out with his shield, you know what I'm saying? But Canelo just made everything look easy, man. I think heading into the 12th round, you could see Canelo standing, and the commentator had mentioned it, but there was never a picture on it, but they were saying that from the end of round 10, Canelo was just standing. Canelo was just standing in the corner because he just felt so fresh, and I guess I have a feeling that Canelo was probably thinking, like, this is easier than I thought, because the fight was built up to, there was so much hype around Smith's height, and I even said before the fight that Smith had difficulties with Ryder before, and I don't think he even deserved to lose that. Ryder was stalking him down, quite similar to what Canelo was doing, so I think they used that tactic. But yeah, heading into round 12, there's one picture where you see Canelo smiling at Smith, because I think he knows that Smith has damaged his left arm, and it's come out now that Smith damaged his left bicep. His bicep is torn or something. I don't know the specifics of the exact injury, but he's got issues with his left bicep, and I think he'd injured it before, so I think that's what they were targeting in a fight. And I think Canelo clocked in that 12th round, and that you see them smiling at each other, and I think that's what the smile was all about, because he knew his arm was damaged and the game plan worked, so fair enough to Canelo, man. But he looked sensational. Both offense and defense was excellent. Footwork was on point. Right hands was on point. His uppercuts. But the thing I'm most impressed with is his defense, man. His defense was just excellent. Probably the best defensive fighter in boxing at the moment. But boy, I really enjoyed that. I do want to see Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. That would be an excellent fight. That's going to be like a chess match, I think, because both are excellent fighters. Both offense and defense are on point. They both know how to slip punch as well. So that would be a nice fight to see. I do think Canelo's power might be, might have him win. And plus, Canelo looks solid. But I don't know if Saunders and Canelo are going to fight at 168. I think Canelo might have to come back down. They won't fight at super middle. They might have to just fight at middleweight at 160. But that's a fight I'll look forward to. But man, I really enjoyed that fight, man. What did you guys think? What do you guys think Canelo's going to do in 2021? What do you think his plans are going to be? CBC, I'm out.